we had a big flu epidemic in the rugby term in 1957, and it started relatively slowly, but I remember one morning there was a chap called Johnny Horrocks and I who were helping to take food or something to the people in the dormitories, and Horace Lee, who was the deputy head, said, right, take over the big Venning dormitory on the top floor. This was before Venning House was built. It was one of the houses in the main school. And there were 23 beds in there. It was full in about half an hour.
Really?
Wow. And Horace just said, you and Horrocks, you stay on as medical orderlies. So we were medical orderlies for the next 10 days or so.
Wow.
Helping to distribute food and everything. Nigel French was extremely ill and was taken off to hospital, as was Dick Mason. Nobody died. But it was quite an event in the school, and we all the dormitory beds were turned so you were not sleeping head to head, you were toes and all that, head to toe. So that was sort of quite an excitement.
Being quite remote as well. It's you're all
well, yes, and the doctor Ferdy, we called Dr. Ferdinand. He came from Lyme Regis, who was a great big character, and he was very good. And the sound matron was, and it was a challenge for all of them and all the other matrons too. But it was just after that I went on this first 15 trip to Moncton, and we just got two new young masters. One was Derek Blooman, and the other was a chap called Derek Roff, who died about 3 or 4 months ago. I saw it in the Times. He was an ex-national serviceman, 6'3", rugby playing. I mean, within less than a week, he was on the first 15 and all that. He was extremely able and amusing. At the end of term, December term pantomime, he sat up there with 2 different hats and he acted as various other people. He was a very remarkable chap. Anyway, he'd only been there not that long, weeks, and I was picked to go to Moncton, and I was supposed to be writing an English essay, I suppose. And he came along after about 5 minutes and he said, Wheeler, I think you've got other things on your mind. Give me your paper and go for a walk, which I did. And when we came back to the next lesson with him, he handed me the paper. 23 out of 25, not bad under the circumstances. There was only 2 sentences. And Mike Hawkins and I remember going to have lunch or supper down in Coombe Pine with him and his wife, who he married within a year or two. And amongst other things, her name was Diana, and the great pop song of the day in 1957-8 was Diana, and people used to put it on and play it loudly. Anyway, he left the school after a few terms, and I subsequently saw him. He was working for ICI, and I met him on Waterloo Station just by chance. And I said to him, it's very sad that you didn't keep going. He said, I love the A stream and the B stream. I could cope with the C stream, but people below that, in 10 years, I would not be giving of my best. I didn't say there were others who should have made the same decision. Anyway, so that was that particular term.